Hello, everybody. I hope all of you are doing really well. I want to introduce myself. My name is Scott Keys. I am going to be your instructor, your professor for this course, which is the study of United States history. I hope that by this point you've had a little bit of time to rest, get a little bit of your summer break in there, even if just a few days. But we're about to dive into a fantastic study of the history of the United States. And we're going to be doing a lot of work in a somewhat small amount of time. As I'm sure this will not come as a surprise to any one of you, you are taking a summer class. So again, welcome. But what that means, among other things, is that we are going to be taking a lot of content, which normally is taught in approximately 18 weeks, and we're going to be bringing that down into a much smaller period of time. And so content is going to be coming at you a little bit faster, more rapid than, of course, it would come at you should you be taking this in a non-summer course, which again would be about 18 weeks. Now, I say that not as a means to scare you or to frighten you or to make you anxious, but simply to remind you that this is a summer class and the content is going to be a little bit faster as far as its pace is concerned. But y'all are brilliant, y'all are going to do great, and y'all are going to be amazing. If you ever have questions or comments or need any help, you can always contact me. You can contact me through Canvas messaging. You can contact me through my email, which you can get on the syllabus, which we'll talk about here in a second. Or if you would like, you can also set up a Zoom meeting with me, and we can meet face to face, virtually, of course. So what do we got going on? Well, first and foremost, again, welcome. And I just want to let you guys know that I am deeply passionate about the historical subject of history. The historical subject of history, that's a bit redundant, but nonetheless, I'm excited about it. I'm passionate about it. I'm passionate about students, and I'm passionate about teaching. And one of the things I hope to accomplish by the time this course is done is to instill in you that same type of passion, that same type of energy for the subject. The reality is that history is a conduit through which we better understand ourselves and our society the way it is today. It is a roadmap. And among many other things, it allows us to have an understanding, to provide context, to better understand where we're moving and where we're at and why we are where we are in contemporary society. And so really what I hope to accomplish predominantly is to help you understand the ways in which you can use history as a way to better position yourself to understand your own society, to understand your own world. And of course, I also want to increase the amount of knowledge that you have about the subject itself too. And so that's my predominant desire. But of course, we also have to cover content, and there's obviously going to be assignments and policies and procedures that go along with that. Of course, you can obtain all of that information in the syllabus. And just so you guys know, there will be a moment, probably within the first day of class, where I will host a Zoom meeting where I will go over the syllabus in more detail, where I can answer questions for you, and we can do that more sort of, again, face-to-face. Be on the lookout for specific information about that Zoom meeting. I will post that type of material through the announcement. I will send it through Canvas Messenger, email, all of that, so you'll be aware of when that's going to be. But it will probably take place some point during the first day of class. But in that syllabus, if you want to get a head start on that, you'll be able to see your assignments are listed in there. My policies and procedures are listed in there. And there's some really important things that you need to be aware of. Of course, one would be my plagiarism policy. It's pretty well delineated in the syllabus, but basically speaking, I have a zero tolerance policy for plagiarism. If I catch you plagiarizing in any particular way, then you will receive a 0 on an assignment with no option to make it up. And although it's not considered plagiarism, and you won't receive a 0, but if I see that you excessively quote and you rely far too heavily on quotations, that will also result in a lower grade. Because really I want to know what you know. I don't necessarily want to rehear the source material. Also in there is my late work policy. Broadly speaking, I generally don't accept late work unless there's a valid reason for it. And what I call a valid reason, I mean something like an unforeseen emergency, uncontrollable situation. This would be something like you had a family death that happened and you weren't expecting that, or even if you were expecting a family death, that's obviously very traumatic. You have a medical emergency. At one point, I had a student whose house burnt down. Very tragic, right? So if you have something like that, then definitely contact me, and we can talk about providing an extension. Generally, you will need to provide some kind of documentation to evidence what you're claiming is the cause for the need for the extension. But generally, I can work with you. In the syllabus, it does state what I do not consider an emergency situation, and this would be things like a personal technological malfunction. For example, your internet went out. That would not be a reason for a extension. Now, I will caveat that to say that if Canvas goes down, right, if something at the school goes down and you're not able to access the material, then that would be something different. But all of those policies are stipulated in the syllabus, and you can go through that. You can look at it, and again, like I mentioned, I will be doing a Zoom meeting during the first day or so of the class in order to go over that. And one of the things I will say is that if you do join me for that meeting, that first introductory meeting, then I will be providing extra credit for showing up to participate in that meeting. And just so you know, I will be holding office hours through Zoom as well throughout the course of the class. So if you ever want additional time face-to-face, there's that option. As far as assignments go, those can all be located in your syllabus as well as in the assignments tab in Canvas. But generally what I'm going to be asking you to do is to provide a summary of the weekly material. Specifically, I'll be asking you to provide a summary of the mini lecture that I give to you each week and any films that would go along with that mini lecture. Those mini lectures are somewhere between 15 to 20 minutes. They're not super long. And then there's going to be films. And I generally break the material up into various sections or topics. Again, you'll be able to see that more clearly delineated once you get into Canvas and you start looking at the modules and the material, the way it's organized. And so one part of the weekly assignment will be to write a 1.5 page to 2 page summary of the material presented to you in the mini lecture and the films. The other portion of your assignment will be to craft, and you're going to write these. You're not going to have to look for them. I'm not creating them for you. You're creating those for me. You're going to create 5 multiple choice questions based upon the reading of your textbook. Again, you'll want to look specifically at how many questions you will be asked to create, because you're going to be asked to create 5 multiple choice questions per topic that you will look at. And if that's unclear, again, come and see me at the Zoom meeting for the first day of class. I can get more specific because I can provide visual aids, or you can go into Canvas and it's clearly delineated there as well. But generally speaking, each week you're going to provide somewhere between 15 to 20 or so multiple choice questions, and then you will write a series or a number of different summaries, 1.5 to 2 pages each, based upon the content. And the idea here is that it's not intended to be difficult, right? I'm just asking you to summarize and to provide me with information that you are covering throughout the week. And all of your assignments will be due by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. The other assignment, or the other last assignment that you have, would be a final exam, and I break your final exam into different chunks or sections. So I don't give you all of the quiz or all of the test all at one time. I break it into its various component parts, and I will tell you, section 1 of the final exam covers this particular material, and section 2 covers this particular material. The idea here is to better help you navigate the final exam. So for example, let's say that you're feeling particularly strong in one area of the class and so you want to get that portion of the quiz out of your way so you don't have to think about it, then you can take that quiz and get it done with and focus your attention someplace else. Again, once you see it, I think it will make more sense than me just describing it here. But your assignments, none of them are terribly difficult, I don't think, but they're all going to be due by 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, except for the final exam. Because of the way that the schedule has been made, according to the school's schedule, the class doesn't necessarily end on a Sunday. So again, you want to be very clear and sure about when your assignments are due. And just so you know, I will always provide for you 3 different locations where you can obtain due dates. This would be on the homepage in Canvas. You can locate it in the syllabus, and each week I will provide for you an announcement where I basically outline what we're going to be doing, and I will provide for you upcoming assignments and when the due dates are for those. So it should never be unclear as to when an assignment is due and what is due. Just be sure to look in those areas. That's generally what I have for you. If you have questions or comments or concerns, please contact me. One thing I will say is that there are multiple ways to contact me. Email is the best way. Zoom meetings are fine, and messaging me through Canvas is also fine. But I have had students in the past leave me questions in the comments area of their assignments. Every assignment that you submit, I will do my best to leave comments to you. And sometimes students will respond to my comments by leaving me a comment. Try not to do that. Please don't do that, because I normally don't go back and look at assignment comments after I've submitted my own. And so you may ask me a question that I will then never answer, not because I don't want to answer it, but because I don't go back and look over and over assignment comments. So please just email me. That's the best way to do that. And I will get back to you generally fairly quickly. I'm very, very good at responding to student emails and messages. Generally, I will respond to you within an hour. But this is what I promise. Monday through Thursday, I will get back to you within 24 hours. And Friday through Sunday, I will get back to you within 48 hours. But then again, as I've already said, I'm generally much faster than that. I think that's it, everybody. I think this is going to be fun, and I think it's going to be great. I mean, I think it will be. Hopefully, you will think so too. So, that's what I've got for you. So, again, be on the lookout for that Zoom meeting that's going to cover the syllabus. There's going to be some extra credit offered for those who attend that, and I'll give you more info on that. But until then, I will leave you, as I will always leave you, with the following. Go in peace, be warm and filled, may the force be with you, live long and prosper, and may the odds forever be in your favor. Welcome to class, guys, and have a blessed week.